So it actually goes back to December 2022 when I got something in the mail for donating a kidney. And at that point, I lost some weight. I was in good health. Like I thought I was in good health. I was exercising, and both my kids were out of the house at school and university. So then in September 2024, I'm sitting on a couch over there where you're sitting. And it was like a 2 or 3 page full article about the first living liver donor, anonymous, in Canada like 20 years ago. And I was like, wow, like I could do this. And I thought, I knew you could do living liver donation before, but what I heard about it from someone was it's much more invasive than kidney. You have to be off from work for 6 months. And I was like, well, I don't know if I could do that. But this article made it sound very attainable and something that I could do. And at the end of the article was like UNH's website. And I said to my husband, I'm gonna look into this. And him and my kids were very supportive of the kidney. Sunday, I printed it off, I filled it out, I scanned it, I sent it in. And you sort of forget about it. A couple weeks later, I'm working at the kitchen table and my phone rings and it says UNH and I answer it and it's one of the nurses. And they explain everything to me and they said, is this something you still want to continue with? I go, yeah, 100%. They were trying to scare me, trying to say like, why would you want to do this? It is no benefit to you. And I pretty much told them, if I'm healthy, why wouldn't I want it? Like, why wouldn't someone want to do this? And then they asked me like, so do you want to donate to a kid or an adult? Do you have a name? And I go, whoever needs it. And the transplant team is so prepared. Like you probably got, I got like a table of what to expect each day in the hospital, what to expect each week when you're home. And so as I got farther and farther in through the testing, I got more like excited about it and I started telling people about it. And my recovery in the hospital was amazing. So I actually had a plan to go see the massage therapist to help with my scar and to sort of, you do a lot of sitting and laying around afterwards. So I went a week after to see her. And I laid on her table on my back. She was able to recline it and I was able to get into it. And she massaged my hips and my legs because things were stiff. And then after about probably 4 weeks, I started seeing like the chiropractor who gave me some physio exercises, more like stretching and working my core, like very gently, like very, very gently. And I think the day after, everything's a blur. And they said to us that the surgery for the baby went well. They said you donated to a 6-month-old baby boy who had a genetic disorder, whose parents were not matches. And then in my 1-month appointment, they said the baby was still in the hospital. And then when I met with Dr. Selzner at like 3.5 months, she said, I always look before I see the donor and the baby's at home and doing well. So I pray for this baby like every day. I think about him, and the outpouring of support from our friends and our community, because I'd never heard of someone doing this, was incredible. That was overwhelming for me.